So congratulations with Bottle George. I love how you have a little bit of the film in the background.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I have the girl's puppet right here.
I love it. And yeah. And I like how you have like these animation like cats, these kitties. I see the visual of where probably a lot of your artistic side comes from.
Thank you. Yeah, obviously I've been doing this animated movies for a while, and I just love like these characters come to life, and it's been fun. It was my first stop motion film. I was always, uh, 2D animation or 3D animation. So stop motion is a huge experiment for me. So it was an amazing experience.
So you've been doing animation for a long time. So what is it? What's the magic in animation and delivering a lot of these dilemmas, these subjects, life subjects, like in this one in Bottle George?
I think animation has the way to sort of package certain topics like, in in this movie, um, very palatable. I think sometimes people have a hard time talking about certain things when it's just so direct and real and too much of a on your face. But I think once you turn it into more like a fable or a fairy tale or an animated story, I think you could relate to characters in a different way. And but eventually we're still communicating the same thing.
With this one, though, without dialogue, it said plenty. Does that make it a little bit of a challenge for you?
Thank you. That's definitely like what we were trying to do. Sometimes I think in the short format and stories, um, I think it's equivalent to more like a poem, like a poetry. If the feature film is the literature, like it's like a novel. I think short films are like more like a poem, and sometimes less is more effective in the form of poetry or the short film, and we definitely try to do that in this film.
Just out of curiosity, what was the backstory of why there was this little creature inside a bottle? What is there like a backstory for creating that?
So this story, our executive producer, Akihiro Nishino, he had this original conceit of the story. It was named Bottle George, but it was a human character stuck in a bottle. And as we were developing the story, I kind of adapted that story into this short film format. And I asked him it might be more effective if the character inside a bottle is a little more of a symbol rather than the actual human character. Um, because it kind of represents sort of like the issues or the darkness inside the human being. Um, and we turn it into this kind of a nondescript, hairy character.
As I was watching, I watched it twice because I wanted to
Mm.
like, first for entertainment and then afterwards just really like analyzing it, right? And then I was like, this kind of reminds me of the tequila. There's a tequila that has a worm inside.
We talked about that too. Yeah. I think at the end of the day, like it could be really anything, but yeah, it is that sort of like a creature that lives inside the bottle of alcohol, and in a way, the little caterpillar or the worm inside tequila is stuck inside, and it is very similar in that sense. And you can't get out. Like it's really hard to get out of uh, this trap.
That's the metaphor of addiction. You can't get out.
Exactly.
Was it always like this, the addiction toward lean towards alcohol?
In this particular one, it was just easier to communicate, but I really wanted to capture addiction as a whole. It didn't have to be alcohol. It didn't have to be anything in particular, but it is that feeling that you don't even know you're stuck. Uh, and the first step towards getting out of it is to know that you are stuck. That is kind of what is communicated in the story.
I love cats. My question is, why did the cat look like a bully?
the first impression is the cat is always attacking George, the little caterpillar character inside. But in the end, you realize the cat was actually trying to pull him out of the bottle. And that is kind of like, cats always misunderstood. I love cats. I have a cat. But cat is always misunderstood. My cat sitter, my friend comes, who comes to take care of my cat when I'm on vacation, always says, "Your cat is just so violent," because, the cats are very protective against like strangers. And I'm always saying, "No, no, you misunderstand. Cats are like really nice inside." And, I think we try to do that in this one too.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm a cat. I have two little ones, and yeah, I was like, the cat looks kind of mean, but yes, it's that whole cat's not knowing, very territorial, and then they finally open up, but it takes a while.
Exactly.
So what are the other messages that you hope people are able to see in this short film?
I think, in this particular short, we really cared about the perspective of the girl. So everything is through the eyes of the girl who is the daughter of the father who has this issue. At the end of the day, is George imaginary a figure to her? Or did he really exist? Like I kind of leave that up to the imagination of the audience. But we really made sure that everything is from the eye level of Chaco, the girl, right here. So especially in the beginning, father's face is always sort of like hidden or really hard to see until the last moment where he finally comes back and he kneels down and puts his face right in front of her face. And that's when hopefully the first step towards a change, uh, which kind of leads to the next thing that we really cared about is we didn't want to end this story with everything is good. You don't have to worry about it anymore. We really felt that was not the realistic portrayal of the issue. A lot of us experience in our lives, whether it's direct or indirect. Um, and I wanted to make sure the experience I had myself was truly portrayed in a very believable, realistic way, which this isn't a very easy thing to overcome, but hopefully the first step can be had in this, just like in the story, just to realize that, okay, you have a problem to overcome, but you have a loved one that you can work, for. And that's kind of what we were hoping the audience would take away after watching this film.
Yeah, I mean, in this case, there's all sorts of addictions. So it's okay to hit low point, but at the end of the day, after hitting that low point, there's a window.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Well, thank you for your time and congratulations with this film. I did get a little teary-eyed the first time I watched it. It was very touching, and then I applaud
Thank
you
you.
because with no dialogue and you bringing in this magic of animation to deliver a message is big. It's not easy.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Really appreciate.
You're welcome. Thank you, and congratulations on being on one of the top 15 short life.
Really appreciate it.
That's huge.
Thank you. Yeah, we're very proud. I know nomination part is going to be very, very difficult, but just to get here, I'm so proud of our crew and all the passion that went into this work. So thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Well, congrats again.
Thank you.
Bye bye.